Good morning everyone. This morning in my Thermomix machine I'm going to make butter. It's a lovely day and I've got my new apron on. This was a birthday apron from my lovely daughter. What does it say? No drama llama. Anyway, so butter. So when you find you've got some cream that I think, oh, what am I going to do with this cream? And it's starting to head towards the use by date. Let's do some butter. So basically, it's really simple. You need your machine, obviously. You need 600 mils of double cream. I need my simmering basket. I need my whisk, my spatula, obviously, and the mixing bowl lid. And that's it. That's what we're going to do. So if we start cooking on here, so I've got butter, start cooking, insert butterfly whisk. That's it. That's all you do. In it goes. Really simple. Next, then we're going to add our 600 grams of pure, it says pure cream. I guess you could use any cream really. I'm going to go for the double because that's the one I've got the full tub. Just set the scales to 0 and we'll just pour that in. In it goes. It's just slightly short of the 600, but I think that's okay. Okay, next. Insert the measuring cups. They always say that into the mixing bowl lid. So just to remind you, this is the mixing bowl lid. Has the hole at the top. Pop that on there. And then this is what they call the measuring cup because you can measure 100 mils and 50 mils in it. Obviously you need to cover the hole because something's going to come out if we don't. Next, now 1 minute, turn selector speed to 4. Now on the dials here, it always tells you where 4 is. I mean, obviously it counts so you can find it, but it also gives you a helpful little kind of notch on the side. So we're going to do 1 minute at selector speed 4. So bear with me because this is going to be a little noisy. So it's currently beating. Now, it does say, so we will have to check where the beating, what it looks like when it's done the 1 minute. But then it does say that you can then go up in increments of 2 to get it to the consistency that we need it to be at. So we've got another 30 seconds to go. And yeah, having made this butter previously, it's really delicious, and you just feel like you've used something that possibly could go to waste, and also it's definitely tastes better than the butter that I buy in the shop. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this, extra spin at the end. And you can almost hear the solids and the liquid separating. So I'm going to just click next. Now I'm just going to get some salt out because I want to put a little bit of salt in it as well. You don't have to, obviously. And you could put whatever you want to put in your butter. Garlic, chives, herbs of any nature. So whatever you want to do. Right, let's have a little look. Wow. Now, I'm going to just show you that because let's take you over and you can see how. So it is essentially a sort of a stiff whipped cream. If you wanted to whip cream, that's probably too stiff. And you can just start to see in there the sort of separated content. So I think it does need just a little bit longer. So I'm going to put I don't want it too salty, so I'm just going to put sort of 3 small, and I'm just going to poke that back down in there, because if I just give that a little taste, it's still very cream, so we don't want it to be cream. So what I'm going to do, put the lid back on. I'm just actually going to go back and I'm going to do another 1 minute. So what you could do with this is you could make your butter, and it makes about a 250 gram sized butter. In fact, it's slightly bigger that you would normally buy. But what you could do, you could keep it as one. You could put it into ice cube trays and then just use each little, like a little knob of butter every time you're doing some cooking. I just love the fact that you can kind of use something up that as I say, often, I mean, I often buy cream and it sits in my fridge and I don't use it. It ends up being thrown away. So now you can really hear like the liquid content now, because it's now separating the solids and the liquid. And then what we're going to do, we're going to strain off the liquid in a moment. So let's have a look at what that looks like now. Okay, so you'll see, I'm just going to show you now, that is so different. Now, if you look in here now, you've got very much more butter and liquid at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to strain that through the simmering basket, which I will show you in a second. So let me just get over the... I've just tipped the solid butter contents and the liquid into the simmering basket, and you can just see the buttermilk in there. The first time I made this, I actually just wasted the buttermilk down the sink, but I thought I'd keep it this time and see what I'm going to do with it. I have really no idea. Now the next step we have to do is actually squeeze the butter down so that we're really squeezing out the liquid. And there's a lot of liquid sort of coming through the butter into the bowl. I'm just pressing that down with the spatula, and you can see the liquid in there. So I'm just going to do that with 2 hands. So the next step it asks for is we're going to put 500 grams of chilled water into the mixing jug. So give me 1 second here. Just some nice cold water. So, because we need to give it another, I'm putting this jug in like this because this jug hasn't got a very good pour, and if I'm not careful it goes everywhere. So yeah, so we need to rinse it through again. There we go, just slightly short, perfect. And then next, and then we put the butter solids back into here. So, bring over my butter solids. So you can see here, I have got there's the buttermilk and there's the butter solids. So now I just need to get those. It's butter, so it's very stiff and tricky to get it all back in. I think, you know, that this is the thing with this Thermomix, is that, you know, you don't really need to buy any additional tools and equipment. It's just, it's all there for you. Just getting used to using it all. So that is as much of those solids now that's back in there. So just move that over to here. And then what's next? So next we're going to put the lid back on. I just want to double check something, because it did say to remove the butterfly whisk. So we've removed that. Water, butter solids, insert the measuring cup, that goes back on. And then we're going to do 5 seconds on speed selector 4. Just 5 seconds, just to give that a mix through. And that's done. Liquids and solids should separate again. That's what it tells me on there. And then I'm going to just strain that again. So I'll just show you now. This really literally is the butter solids with lots of liquids, you know, water in there. So we're going to strain that again for a second time so that only the butter remains. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I've strained it through the simmering basket again, taken out some more of the water. The first straining I did keep the buttermilk. Had a little taste. Tastes like milk. Don't know why I'm surprised, but there you go. Now the next bit it says, so just go back one, use the simmering basket, strain out the soap, we've done that. Roll the butter into a sausage shape to make butter rounds or form into a rectangular shape, whichever you want. And it also, this is the other thing about this, it also gives you a handy little, some of the recipes actually also give you a little video just to give you a tip of what to do. It's really foolproof, isn't it? You know, you can, and because don't forget, you can do unguided as well. So, okay, so I've got my cling film ready, and just get my strained butter. Get it out of the basket. Ta-da. I feel very chuffed with myself that I've made butter. I'm so clever. I'm so clever. Okay, so now I just kind of, so now it's really just a question of getting that into a shape. Maybe I haven't got quite a big enough roll of cling film. Put that in there. So I think I will just do that, and then in there I can just see if I can get that a little bit more like that so you can see. So look, I can actually just make that into butter shape. Look, butter. Mmm, delicious. And then, what does it say next? Use as needed. That's it. So I'm just going to tighten those ends. I will pop that into the fridge. I'm just going to pop it into a little dish like that just to keep it safe. And there we are. So there we are. There's my butter. I'm going to go and buy some lovely bread to put that on. I should make the bread, shouldn't I, really? I could. Now that's a good thing to make with the milk there that I've got. I could make some, let's have a little quick search just to see what I will need. I'm going to search for, so it's just connecting up, milk bread. Let's have a look. What do we need for milk bread? So milk bread, let's have a look at that recipe. So I need 300 grams of milk. Might be slightly short of that with the milk that I've just strained off of here. Butter, some fresh yeast or dried yeast, which I've got, some sugar to taste, some bread flour, and an egg. So I think maybe this afternoon we'll be doing some butter. Not butter, bread. just finished the butter, so I'm just going to show you very quickly how we can just give this bowl a clean so it's ready for later on. Obviously, if it's got a lot of thick sauce and things in it, then you're going to need to either wash it in the sink, or don't forget the whole thing can go in the dishwasher, which is what I tend to do at the end of the day when I've been using it. But the other thing is it will clean itself as well. So if I just bring up its other modes, which are on here, there's one here called pre-clean. So I've just filled up to just under a litre of water. I'm just going to put a little bit of white wine vinegar in there. You can use dishwashing soap, but I'm always wary of sort of the tastes and smells. So I'm just going to get the put the measuring jug and the lid back in there, and I'm just going to set that to a universal clean, and that's just going to do 8 minutes, and it's just going to clean itself off. So what more could you want? A kitchen appliance that actually cleans itself as well. So it will heat, so it heats the water, and then it's going to give it a good old swish round.